Hello, Nikolas.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Baku.
Thank you.
I will ask question in Azerbaijan language. So, İctimai Televiziya Fəridi Abdullah, Nikolas, xoş gəlmisiniz Bakıya. Sualım rəqibiniz barədə olacaq. Nazim Sadykhov müsahibəsində sizin barədə danışanda demişdi ki, mən karyeramdakı bütün rəqiblərimə ən çətin rəqibim kimi yanaşıram. Odur ki, maraqlıdır ki, siz Nazim barədə nə düşünürsünüz?
Nikolas, hi again. I'll translate it for you. The question was about your opponent, Nazim. He has mentioned that whoever he fights with, that opponent is the strongest, the strongest fighter. What do you think about Nazim?
Wait, can you ask again?
Your opponent, Nazim, in his interviews, he always mentions that his opponents are always the strongest ones. He views his opponents as the most challenging fighter. What do you think about Nazim?
Oh, you mean that he say he's getting only the hardest opponents? Yeah, I feel flattered that he say that, so that means that he respects me as a hard opponent and he knows I'm a very tough fighter and he respects me as a fighter and I also respect him as a fighter. He's also a great fighter and like they say, styles make fights and that's why the UFC and the matchmaker match us because he knows that this fight's going to be like they say in America, it's going to be a banger, it's going to be fireworks, it's going to be a barn burner because we both we really bring the fight and our style is beautiful to watch and I know that I always would watch Nazim fights and he always would watch my fights because we have respect for each other. But inside the cage, we know that it's going to be a war, and I hope the best that night wins, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Sualın cavabı o idi ki, mən Nazimə çox hörmət edirəm, o da mənə hörmət edir və müsahibədə bunu bildirib. Amma UFC matchmakerləri bilirlər, neynirlər və adətən məsələn iki döyüşçünü görüşdürəndə stillər döyüşü edir. Biz ikimiz də döyüşməyə xoşlayırıq, ona görə biz qarşılaşırıq. Bir-birimizə hörmət eləsək də, oktagona çıxanda bu artıq müharibə olur və biz qalib gəlmək istəyirik. Mən Nazimin döyüşlərinə baxmışam, ona hörmət edirəm, həmçinin o mənə, amma bu bir müharibə olacaq oktagonda.
Hello, Nikolas. Here.
Hello.
We're happy to have you here as well. Welcome to Baku. I'd like to ask two questions as well. So you're facing a national favorite in his home country. So is that a pressure for you or like a chance to show who the real champion, who the real hero is?
We all can be heroes. Fighters look like heroes, but every person can be a hero. If you're a father and you take care of your kids, you're already a hero. But what can I say about that? So I'm originally from Brazil. Then I moved to the United States 8 years ago, and I started fighting out there and building my career out there. Just like also Nazim, he moved to New York City when he was a kid, right? And I did most of my fights out there, and always I would be fighting at my opponent's hometowns. And it's funny that when I became, because Nazim, he grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and most of my career in the United States was in New Jersey. So we had the same area, and the biggest promotion in the East Coast before to be able to make to UFC or another big promotion was called Cage Fury. That was in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and was the guys from around the area, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, Massachusetts. We had to see who was the best one in that whole area to win the title, and it was the lightweight title of that promotion. That would be a good one to get us to the UFC, and I became the champion out there, so like the number one in the ranking, and when I did that, I was like, okay, now I have the title, and now I'm gonna do Dana White Contender Series or get signed with the UFC. And right before that, they even, I think they want me to fight with Nazim, but I was waiting for Contender, and I got called to fight on Dana White Contender Series, and that's how I got signed to the UFC, and that's the same way that he also got signed. And also, again, after, when I was in UFC already, I just had an injury, and the UFC asked me to fight Nazim in a couple weeks. I think his opponent, he didn't have an opponent, like his opponent got hurt or something, and they offered me to fight him, and I was like, oh, that's really is a good fight for both of us, but I just had an injury and I couldn't take the fight, so I think they really want to see that fight, and I understand why, because all styles can make an amazing fight.
We're wishing you a quick recovery.
Qısa olaraq tərcümə edeyim, çünki çox uzun çəkdi. Sual verildi ki, Nazim öz Azərbaycanda döyüşəcək, o vətənində. Bu sənin üçün hansısa bir təzyiq yaradırmı? Və ümumiyyətlə çox uzun cavab oldu. O qeyd elədi ki, Nazimlə, sözün düzü Nazimlə bir neçə dəfə artıq qarşılaşa bilərdi. Mən 8 il əvvəl Amerikaya köçmüşəm. Nazim də düşünürəm ki, New York'a uşaq olanda köçmüşdü. UFC-dən qabaq biz başqa təşkilatda Cage Fury-də ikimiz də döyüşürdük. Mən orada hətta çempion olmuşdum və ikimiz də UFC-yə vəsiqəni Contender seriyasında qələbə qazanaraq UFC-də döyüşmək imkanı qazandıq və hətta bundan qabaq biz o təşkilatda qarşılaşa bilərdik. Sadəcə sonradan UFC məni imzaladı. Mən Contender seriyasında qələbə qazanmışdım. Sonradan Nazim də eyni cür UFC-yə düşdü, Contender seriyasında qələbə qazanaraq və hətta UFC bundan qabaq bir dəfə bizim imkanımız döyüşmək imkanımız olmuşdu. Nazimin hansısa rəqibi zədələnmişdi və o döyüşə bilmirdi. O vaxt alınmadı, amma bu dəfə UFC yenə təklif elədi və düşünürəm ki, yenə biz hər ikimiz baxımlı döyüş göstəririk və bizim döyüş stilimiz elədir ki, döyüş mütləq baxımlı alınacaq. Ona görə də UFC bizi qarşılaşdırdı.
Also, second quick questions. Sadykhov is tough and durable, as you know, and are you aiming for another early finish, or are you ready to fight for the whole, 3 rounds?
I'm ready to fight the whole 3 rounds, and yeah, I'm ready to fight the whole 3 rounds, and I had the best camp I ever had. I was in Thailand, in Phuket, at Bangkok MMA for 3 months, working hard and very disciplined, eating right, training a lot. I have great coaches out there, great teammates, and I'm ready to fight 4 or 5 rounds if I need.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Sual verildi ki, məsələn, 3 round döyüşməyə hazırsanmı? Nazim çünki çox belə agresiv fighter və döyüşü vaxtından əvvəl də bitirir. Nikolas bildirdi ki, mən 3 round döyüşməyə tam hazıram. Mən Taylandda kampda olmuşam və mənim çox yaxşı məşq yoldaşlarım var. Mən çox yaxşı training kamp keçmişəm və hətta deyərdim ki, mən 3 yox, 4-5 round belə döyüşməyə hazıram.
Nikolas over here. Good morning.
Good morning.
You mentioned you are fighting a national hero here in Baku, such a fighter like Nazim Sadykhov. And when it comes to Brazil, the fans are always cheering for the local fighters in the Brazil's events. And the some fighters fighting hard to fight in front of the enemy crowd. What's like for you? Do you feel any crowd cheers inside the cage, or you only listen to your coaches and you're doing your job?
I don't know yet, because when I fought in Macau, I was fighting a Chinese opponent, and the crowd still was really nice with me, and they didn't boo me or anything. And I don't know, sorry, I don't know, but I have a feeling that the people in Baku are very respectful. So I think it's going to be all right.
And my second question is, you were supposed to fight Ignacio Bahamondes in 2023. The fight got cancelled. Now you both share the stage here in Baku. Well, he's fighting Rafael Fiziev, who's in the rankings, ranking number 11. If you guys both win your fights, would you like to fight him?
Yeah, that would be amazing. He's in the rankings. Yeah, I would like to fight him. Yeah.
And also, Nazim is a big name, and you both love to knock your opponents out. Stylistically, you say like the styles make fights. When you think about this fight, what's your mind? How the fight goes?
I'm also all-rounded. I didn't have the chance to show yet, and like I had some past fights that wasn't that good. Like when I had like bad weight cut or wasn't doing so well mentally. But now I'm in the right spot in my career, and all that matters is putting on a show for you guys. And I'm sure that that's why they match me and Nazim, because we both always put on a show. And I'm really happy and grateful that God allows me to do what I love, and it's going to be a good night.